Good afternoon, everyone. So, myself Karthikeyan, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC from Government College of Engineering, Singipati, Thanjavur. Today, I am going to discuss the concept of comments, constants, and the concept of variables in Java. So, we know that whenever we are going to write any program, always we are expecting that the readability of the program is need to be good. So automatically it gives enable the user or maybe enable the programmer to understand what is the content or what is the action we are going to return or we are written already in the source code. So with the help of this comments, so we are going to define everything. So comments. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the concept of comments. So comment is not an executable part of your program. So comment is not an executable part of your program, but it is not an executable part of the program, but which it is normally used to increase the readability of the program. Clear? So normally with the help of this command line, we are going to increase only the readability of the program. It means that we are going to define what is the purpose or what is the action we are going to define on the particular statement. So generally there are two types of comments will be supported in the Java. One is single line comment and second one is called as a multi-line comment. So these are the two types of comments normally we use in Java programming language. The first one is called a single line comment. From the name itself, it reflects that it is a single line comment. It means that we are syntax is it will start with double slash, and you can define what is the comment you want. So this is called a single line comment. So for example, I'm going to say that this is a sample demo. This is a it represents represents for single line comment. So like that I'm going to define. So it means that that means that it represents for a single line comment is not a part of the program, but whenever the user reads the program, always it indicates that this is the purpose for the particular statement is defined. And for a multi-line comment, we are going to define the comment in a more than one line, so that the syntax is slash star, and you are going to define the comment in more than n number of lines, and you also end with a slash n. So this is called multi-line comment. So here I am going to explain the concept of this comments with the help of simple example program. Simple example program. So what I'm going to open a one simple programs now. So already have some programs in my code, so that I'm going to open that code for an explanation. Okay, let us take this example. So here we know that this first line there is always a package section to implement the packages I go. So that I'm going to raise this is called package section. So whenever the program, we know that we can define a comment in anywhere of the part. And also that if it is a single line comment, before the comment you have to use a double slash, so that whenever the compiler interprets this double slash indicates that after this statement is the comment will start. It is a single line comment, so that once the line terminated with a slash, and automatically the end of the comments also will be terminated. And also this is not an executable part of the program. So whenever anyone those who want to know the source code, this comment, automatically they think that this is and they can. I'm going to say that this is a class definition. So even with the help of multi-line comment, also we can able to define single line comment, but the syntax will be different. If it is a double slash, after that statement, there is no action will be executed. Even for multi-line comment, we can define it anywhere. So you can define it wherever you want. Clear? So this is a concept of package. I mean that so comment is not a part of an executable statement on a program, but the purpose is that it will increase the readability of the program for anyone, maybe those who want to read the program. So generally in a Java, there are two types of comments will be supported. One is a single line comment, second one is a multi-line comment. The comment. So once a double slash started, the compiler interpreted that there is a comment line will be started from this line, so that it will read, it will take the comment up to the end of the line. So that after that, if you are writing any action, after that a comment, it will not be executed. But in case of multi-line comment, it starts with a slash star and followed with the comments and end with a slash star. So that if you want to define more than one comment for more than one line, we can use multi-line comments. Even with the help of multi-line comment, we can able to define single-line comment also. Then, but here the different another thing is even after the statement, if you are going to after the comment, even we can able to define a executable part of the program in case of multi-line comment. But in single-line comment, it's unable to create a executable part of the statement after end of this. Once the comment start, we are unable to define a executable statement in single-line comments. Okay. So the next concept is called as a variable. So we know that. I'm going to define a variable here. So variable, it means that variable is a memory location, is a named memory location, in which the values can be changed during the execution of the program. So during the execution of the program. So this is the definition of a variable. So if you want to create a variable, so the syntax for defining a variable in a program is, we are going to define the data type, then that is a data type, that is a primary data type. So then followed by the name of your variable name. So name of the variable name. So this is a syntax for creating a variables in our program. So normally the purpose of this variable to hold some values during the execution of the program. For example, so we know that there are different primary data types will be supported. So always here the data type indicates that primary data types in the programming language. Primary data types in programming language. Okay, so we know that there are 8 types of eight types of primary data types will be supported in Java. Okay, for example, I am going to define a one integer variable int. I am going to define a variable name. So while you are going to give a variable name, always variable name indicates that it is an identifier. For naming a variables, for naming any variables, we must to follow the rules for an identifier. Follow the rules for an identifier. So the rules are, the first one is it consists of that means that a variable name consists of alphanumerics and underscore and underscore symbol. Then the next one is always the identifier name starts with alphabet. Third one is case sensitive. So it means that lowercase letter will be treated as different thing from uppercase letters. And fourth one, keyword will not be an identifier. Keywords is not an valid identifier. Then except underscore, no other special characters are allowed. Special characters are allowed to define a variable. Okay, and the next one is there is no limit for defining a variable name. I mean, here the limit means that I am going to talk about the length. But in Java, maximum 31 characters will be allowed in for naming a variable. But in Java, there is no those kind of restrictions we have for naming a variables. Even so, by using these kind of rules, we are going to name a variables according to our choice. And so normally, for people a practice, then for a practice. Whenever you are going to name for any variable, always you are going to define it reflects the purpose in which the identifiers will be created. It means that you are going to give the variable name which always reflects what is the purpose of that variables. So whenever you are seeing the name of the variable, always we can explain that for this purpose only we are creating these memory locations. So then after that, even another one more thing also we must to understand. So if you want to define more than one data type on the same data type, it will be separator. So no, more than one variable belongs to same data type. Then the variable names are separated by comma. Then the variable names are separated by comma. So here I am going to define a variable. For example, I am going to say my variable is double. So here we know that in Java, every action will be terminated by semicolon. So I am going to display the value of this variable. So system.out.print. Out.print. I am going to define what is my variable name. So just I am going to compile my programs. So no errors. So now I am going to run program with the help of Java. So and data. So the value of the variable will be displayed. For example, if you want to define more than one variable of same data type, you can define with you can give something equal to 4.5. So it will be separated by comma. But one thing is we are unable to give a like this comma int equal to f. Like that you should not give a names. Clear? So the same it means that if the variables are belongs to the same data type, then if you want you can give one by one, or otherwise you can give a single line with separation by the comma. Clear? Okay. And very, very important thing you must to know that whenever we are going to declare any variable, first of all, we must to predict what is the equivalent data type for that. So without defining that equivalent data type, we are unable to define it. Is it clear? Okay. So this is the concept of variables, and we know that the variables, the values can be changed during the execution of the program. It means that we can able to change the value of this variable with the help of operator. For example, I am going to say that d equal to d plus 2. The value of the variable is updated by 2, increased by 2 during the executions. Yeah, so that we call as a variable. Variable, the values can be changed at any times. That is called variables, so that it will be updated. And the next one is we are talking about the constants. Constants in the Java. So that constant is a little bit different from entirely different from a variable. So in variable, the value of a variable can be changed during the execution of the program, but the constants, the values cannot be changed. So values cannot be changed. That is called constants. In the Java, the syntax for creating a constant value. Normally, first of all, you must know how to create a variable. So that normally data type, variable name. So this is a syntax for defining a normal variable, but here it is entirely different from a constant. So that always we can use the keyword as a final. So final is a keyword which indicates that the variable is a constant, means that the value of the variable cannot be modified. Clear? And also you can give a value. So this is a syntax you must use for defining a variables. Because in Java there is no callbase will be allocated. So here I am going to change like this. For example, I am going to define that. I'm going to change this. Sorry, I'm going to define the variable d as a constant. So that final is a keyword, and double is a data type, and d is a variable name, and here 2.3 is my value. Clear? So now it's a reflector. So that even for a double also there is a memory location will be allocated in terms of 4 bytes. Okay. So now there is no errors. So now I'm going to run my program. So the answer will be displayed. But the important thing is I told that constants cannot be changed. So that if I'm updating anything, it means that the name of the constant variable is representing the memory location, then always it will be reflected by an error message. It means that the constant variables, constant values cannot be changed. See that there is an error message will be displayed. It shows that the constant means cannot assign a value to the final variable. Here the final variable means the variable which is already defined, it is a constant. So that whenever you are writing any program, if you want to define that the particular value is always constant, and if you want to record those values in the memory, you can use the concept of this constant concept in a programming languages, and you can define it. So whenever you're going to define any variable is a constant, the value of those variables cannot be modified. And even though if the programmer are trying to reflect those, means if you are trying to change the value of the constant variable, it says that it is always say it is an error message. So this is a concept of comments, data types, and constructs of variables.